let me tell you that what we are going to do today, that type of databases, that what is file server or file system, and then what is the client server. When we talk about type of databases, so you must have worked with Excel, you must have worked with Microsoft Access, and you must have worked with text files as well. So if we see from other eye or from a different side, then definitely these three things are also databases. But the major difference what we are going to cover here and between these files is that these files are located into your system. Those are local, right? If you make any change in the data in these files, that is not going to reflect in the other copy or same file with another person. Suppose that there is an Excel file with you and you have sent the same file to your friend, and now you are making changes into your Excel file. Those changes will not reflect the file with your friend. So such files we call file server architecture. Like those are located to your system. So as similar way the slide says, that server is a storage device only, right? If we keep any file on server and provide the access to you and your friend, both of you will be access that file and both of you can make changes into that. But if it is located on your system, then only you will be able to make changes, and those will not reflect into your in the copy of your friend until unless you are not sharing that file. Right. So Access is basically the file server architecture. Access works basis file server architecture, or we call it file-based system. But when we talk about SQL Server, that is client or server architecture. So whatever data is located on server, multiple people can access that, and depending on the rights, they can make changes into the data. Those changes will reflect with everybody looking at the data or logged in into that data. That is what, in case of Access, they're saying that performance typically acceptable in LAN, performance suffers on WAN. So what is the meaning of this? That LAN means local area network. Access file is located on the local server, or suppose that it is on shared drive and two people are accessing it, then definitely it is preferable, people can use it. But access file, suppose that it is on WAN, one file is located on the server or on the drive, you are accessing from India and another person is accessing from UK or US, then it will be very slow. The drawback which access file has, because access, we can use query over there as well, we can put join over there as well, we have table, rows, columns, each and everything, but the performance will be very slow in that case, in case of Access. To remove those drawbacks which were there in these databases, right? We moved from those file system to the server system. Now, server system does not have that drawback. Its performance is very, very good comparatively to Access file or other text files, right? People accessing data from India or UK or US, from any location, they can, work on it. They can make changes together on the same file, same table, depending on the rights. So this is the, you can say plus point of SQL Server or server-based data. Now, how this works, like suppose that where SQL Server is used, right? So the diagram which you can see here, you can see that there are three OLDB components. Those are nothing but the client systems or user systems, you can say, right? We have shown three here. It could be multiple or n number of people accessing this database at the same time. So normally what happens here, suppose that you are looking at any website, right? Suppose that you are logged in into IRCTC website and you want to know like the number of trains running from one place to another. So what you will do, you will send a request from this system to the network server. Okay, so your request comes from this laptop to the server, network server. Now what this network server does, it sends the same request to the database server, and then that request goes to the database. So if I say that I want to see the list of trains running between New Delhi to Mumbai, so it will fetch the complete list of those trains and bring it back to network server, and from network server it will go back to the same client system or user system from where the request was generated. right? So this is how the traffic communication works between user to the database. So normally on websites in the backend we use SQL Server to fetch any data or to see any data, but in between we have database server or the network server. So these are the advantages comparison between file server versus client server. So the advantages, it says that single point of control, no accidental change. What is the meaning of this? So what exactly happens? Suppose that if I provide Excel file to 3 different people and I want them to update the data, right? So suppose that 2 of them have updated that properly, but third one has deleted that file by mistake or whatever happened, the data got deleted from him. If I provide 3 tables on a server and provide the access to all of them, so what will happen? See, when I say access to all of them, it means there would be depending on the rights, that what right I'm giving them, they can modify. Suppose that if I don't give them to right to delete the table, so definitely they will not be able to delete the file by mistake or genuinely. They cannot. There are very less chances that any accidental activity will happen on server. Number one. And single point of control, that admin has all the rights. If he wants, he can give right to different people with different rights. If person A and person B will have different rights, they will have different permissions to perform action on server. One can only read if he has been provided with only read-only rights, and one can edit the data if he has been provided the written rights as well. Enforcing security. So this is again talking the same thing, that we can provide different kind of security options. There are 2 tables. On one table I can provide access to everybody, whereas other table we will not provide access. We can revoke access. So people cannot see the all data which is there in that table. So you have different level of securities which you can implement in SQL Server. Now, the third point says only request and result flow across bandwidth efficient. So that is again, like if you are connected with a good server, then definitely speed will be good. And speed depends on the location of server as well as the data contained in the server. That if there is huge data in a one database and you are trying to access, definitely it will be slow, right? Because as the number of rows increases, your filtration and all this takes time. So that is why I like to optimize that. We have optimization techniques as well. Those we can implement into the data. Then another point is database performance can be increased by upgrading one single server. So if I talk about this particular case, suppose that you are accessing data from 2 different servers. You have written a query and you are trying to fetch data from 2 different servers. That will be fast, or if you are trying to fetch data from only one server, the one single server will be very fast comparatively if we fetch the data from 2 different servers together. Now these are the further characteristics that we can take backup online backup of database every day, or depending on the requirement we can keep a backup every day or weekends or at the month end, depending on the requirement. Durable transactions. So whatever happens, suppose that I have logged into the SQL Server. So there is a log file that keeps a track that at what time when somebody logged in, or by which user has logged in into the database. So durable transactions are there. Then better reliability and data protection. So again, there is another thing called level of databases or security level of databases. So in the beginning, I said that Excel is also a database. Microsoft Access is also a database. SQL Server is a database. Oracle is a database, right? These all are databases. But what happens? Suppose that I have data in Access. I can go and click F2 and edit any cell, right? It is very easy to use data, change data in Excel. Then Microsoft Access, bit tough. Comparatively, Access it is a bit difficult, right? You need to know that how to access a table, and then you can go and change the data. When I say SQL Server, it's more tougher than Excel or Access, because you cannot directly change the data. You will have to write query. because it understands only the query language. Similarly, Oracle, it has higher version of securities. So SQL lies below the Oracle and above the Access and many other databases in the security. Then better reliability and data protection. So this is the same thing that anybody cannot change the data just by clicking one or two clicks. They will need to write queries, and more to that, to write a query or to make any change in the data, you need to have proper rights. Faster query processing. So again, it depends on your server, the data in the server. So that is depends on the hardware and software both. Advanced hardware support. So this is again hardware support. When I say, then it depends on your system as well. If you have a better RAM in your system, your server will perform better. Other features like data mining, logging, and recovery. So data mining is, you can say, one of the topmost job requirement nowadays. Data mining, analytics. So if you are good in data mining and analytics, then definitely you will have a lot of options in the market. So that is what this data mining is. Data mining is nothing but to fetch the information out of data. What is the scenario now that everybody has a lot of data, and that is why people talk about big data, Hadoop, each and everything. But the best person is who can fetch the required information from the data. So data mining is the process to fetch information from the data, right? With what is the trending, how this demand and production is going to vary in future. If you are able to predict that with help of data, it means you are good. And that is what you can do in SQL Server. Then logging, as I already said, that it keeps a track that who logged in at what time, and any transaction, you can keep a track of that. So on banking website, what happens, like if you want to transfer some funds from one account to another, so you can keep the track of that into SQL Server, because at every event you can fire a query and it will keep a track that who logged in at what time, which browser was used, what was the amount of that fund moved from one account to another. So this all information can be tracked by the logging services. Then recovery, rollback, and commit. There are few commands rollback you might have worked with. So suppose if by mistake you have deleted the data from a table, if you have implemented this proper rollback and commit commands, you might have deleted the data, but you can recover that. So recovery option is also there. So these are the major advantages of client server DBs. So SQL has all of these. So when I say client server DBs, so Oracle, MySQL, and Sybase, all of them have such functionalities, and SQL Server which we'll be working on.